Yeah, and then I got some more questions.
I got a question. By the way, I'm real excited because we got 96,000 Chamorros in the mainland that would love to come back here with all these opportunities if the Chamorro tribe gets federal recognition and we get registered. My question is this regarding the Catholics and the attachment to the Chamorro when Spain ceded here in 1899.
Well, there's a lot of misconception about what a Chamorro is. Okay, first of all, when the Spaniards first arrived on this island, there were 3 different races of people that lived here. Following their conquest of this island, wherein the nation of Spain committed genocide against the 3 races of people that lived here, the survivors of those 3 different races were then combined together and mixed with the blood of the Spanish and the blood of the Hispanic, the Mexicans, as well as the blood of the Filipinos. And that created the Chamorro race. Because prior to the Spanish, there were Matuas, Mataos, and Manatsangs. There was no Chamorro. The Spaniards created the Chamorro race. So, based on that historical fact, what can we consider to be our cultural religion? Catholicism.
Let's start there.
Because that is the first religion of the first Chamorros, because they were created by the Spaniards. Now, would that be a matter that would need to be addressed by a council, perhaps when a constitution is being written? Yeah, that would be a matter that they would need to address, not something that I would need to give my opinion on.
Well, when I was in Philadelphia, I went to parochial schools, and I remember 14,000 boys in uniform in line to go to school at Bishop Newman. And with all this education problem we're having here in Guam, as a tribe and the education benefits under Title 25, why couldn't the church be commissioned to educate our children? Is that possible?
Under Title 25, okay, the United States does provide for funding free education for the children of registered tribal members. Okay, free education. Now, whether they're going to build schools or whether they're going to contract other sources to provide that education free, it would depend on what would be most cost effective and beneficial for the United States while still providing the services to the tribe. Now, you have Guam public schools that are available. You have schools that are operated by the Archdiocese as well as other Christian organizations. But I think that that is also a matter to be discussed between a tribal council and a representative of the Bureau of Indian Affairs.
Of course, you know, one of my questions is, what's the strategy? What's our strategy to motivate our native people here to meet our objective?
We're not going to have to provide that strategy because the world is providing that strategy. The high price of gas is providing the strategy. The high price of food is providing that strategy. The 42,000 military personnel and their dependents coming here in the next few years is providing that strategy.
Provided, of course, that, you know, if they find that there is a defect on that law, whatever they created back then, that says that, you know, it conflicts with, you know, the charter that was created for Guam.
A lot of things that they've been doing conflict. Restricting our native rights to harvest our natural resources conflict with federal laws. Okay, restricting our right to harvest natural resources on the military installations, let alone these new marine preserves that they created, conflicts with other federal laws. All right. The United States government is full of conflict, but it's up to people like us to advise them that they are violating their own laws, so that they are fully aware and it is public knowledge, and they have the option to either stop or prove themselves to the world as hypocrites.
If you're saying that there are some different races involved before back then,
Yes.
are those people also like us indigenous people as well? And they also be a part of the Chamorro tribe? Since since back then you said that there are different races.
Well, a mixture of those three races, along with Spanish, Hispanic, and Filipino blood, is what created the Chamorro
Are they
race.
also considered indigenous people and they applied for a Chamorro tribe as well?
There aren't any pure lines of those people left. You're talking about the Matua, the original inhabitants of this island, who were here over 10,000 years ago.
So
The Matao, who were a mixture of the Matua and the Carolinian, who later became the Polynesians, who were here 4,000 years ago. And the Manatsang, a tribe from Indonesia who came here 3,000 years ago.
What about the cold-blooded Filipino?
The who?
The cold-blooded Filipino?
Race is a matter of blood. Race is a matter of blood, okay? That mixture of bloodlines created the Chamorro race. There are no pure blood Matua, Matao, or Manatsang left, okay? There are pure-blooded Spaniards. Can they be considered Chamorro? No. There are pure-blooded Filipinos. Can they be considered Chamorro? No. You have to have a mixture of one of those bloodlines in your blood. The indigenous peoples of this island, who were originally the Matua.
if they can help, and we came down to defining who are these people, who are the line of the lineage of, who are part of that tribe, and that's defined as a Chamorro. And the Chamorro is you have to be connected, you know, to that line
By blood.
By blood in 1898. In 1898, that's more than 100 years ago. Well, it disappeared already, but anybody that's connected to that bloodline from then to today is considered a Native American or Native tribe here in Guam, whether you fall, because that just disappeared.
If you are connected by blood to the original indigenous people of this island, then you are considered Chamorro.
Yes. You know,
Okay.
if you're connected, like maybe to your, you know, because Filipino can come here, which they start coming here like in the Spaniard days, because this used to be a prison.
Well, actually, the first Chamorros that were brought here.
The Filipinos.
We can get into that discussion. No, you can't consider Chamorros Micronesian, and you can't consider Micronesian Chamorro unless they have Chamorro blood in them.
It's a designation of a geographical location.
Can we get our next question?
Yeah, during the Japanese War, yes, my grandfather is Filipino. He's a Bicolano. Escaped the Philippines, came to Guam, and married my grandmother, which is half Chinese, which is Klingon. In other words, it's Klingon. So, having the Filipino blood, I do have, which is only 1/4. My dad is half. He doesn't speak it, but he's Chamorro.
But your family is of Chamorro descent because you can trace your family blood back to the indigenous race of this island. And when I talk about this island, I'm talking about this entire archipelago, which we call the Marianas today, but the original name is actually Guian.